Are you thinking about getting your real estate license in the state of Arkansas? Well, in this video, I'm going to take you through a complete step-by-step guide that I wish I had when I first got my real estate license, so you know exactly how to pick your pre-license classes, all the requirements, how to pass your exam, and finally, how to get started with your new career and pick your first brokerage. So let's dive right into the video. My name's Chris. I've been a licensed agent for over 10 years and I've helped hundreds of agents get started with their career and get their license. Before we dive into the video, I do want to tell you about our real estate license starter kit. There's a link down below where you can get your copy of it. Everything in this video, plus a lot more, is inside that guide, so make sure to grab your copy of it. I think you'll really get a lot out of it. Down below, you'll also find a link to the real estate school that I personally recommend. The reason I recommend them is they have a pass or don't pay guarantee. So if you take their education and you don't pass the exam within 30 days of completing it, then you get a refund on your pre-license education, which is really good because they stand behind what they're teaching. So I highly suggest you check them out. There is an affiliate link down below where you'll be able to access different sales and discounts on state-approved pre-license education. So the very first step of this entire process is making sure that you meet the basic requirements. In the state of Arkansas, you must be 18 years old or older, you must have a high school diploma or a GED, and you must be a US citizen or legal resident. Another key point that I want to bring up is that you must be able to pass a background check. Now, if you have something on your record that may prevent you from getting licensed or a concern that comes to mind, I highly suggest you reach out to the Real Estate Commission and talk to them about it. Have the conversation and ask them if there's a high chance that you're going to be able to get approved to get licensed, because I'd hate to see you go through this entire process and then get declined. However, make sure to have the conversation first, because some things that are on your record, they might be able to look at and approve and get you licensed. So don't quit if there is something that is on your record that might be a question, but make sure you have the conversation with the local real estate commission if it's something you're concerned about. Step number 2 is completing your real estate pre-license education requirements. In the state of Arkansas, you're required to complete 60 hours of state-approved pre-license education. And yes, I know, that sounds like a lot of time, especially if you have other things going on in life. In these classes, you're going to learn the basic principles of real estate and you're going to learn some real estate law. Now, these classes can be taken online or in person. I personally suggest you take them online, especially if you have a busy schedule, because it gives you the flexibility to get this done and still continue on with your regular day-to-day life. So if I was doing this all over again, I would highly suggest checking out online classes. It's usually cheaper, more flexible, and self-paced. There is an affiliate link down in the description below if you want to check out the school that I personally recommend. Step number 3, let's talk about passing your real estate exam. Now, this is one of the hardest parts of the process, and this is why it's super important that you pay attention during your real estate classes, and then once you complete it, to study really hard, time block, and do the things you need to do in order to pass the exam. The real estate exam has a high failure rate. In fact, it's about 52% of people that take the exam end up failing out. So I want to give you some tips to help you pass the exam the first time around. The very first thing is to time block study time. As soon as you finish your pre-license education, it's important to time block. Now, a couple other things I would do. If you can find a real estate study buddy, somebody to go through this process with that you can meet up with either virtually or in person and quiz each other on the material. You can do this with flashcards, you can do this with your textbook, you can do this in multiple ways. But having a study partner can be an awesome thing. And you might not even need someone that's also getting their license. You might have a friend that's curious about real estate that can quiz you, or you might have a family member that can quiz you. But definitely try to connect with a study buddy that will help you study for a week or two before you actually take your exam. Now, if you don't have a study buddy and you're all on your own, I highly suggest you check out some of the real estate study tools that are available. The one I personally recommend is called CompuCram through Colibri Real Estate. And what that will do is it will run you through test-like simulations. It will quiz you just like you're taking the actual exam. And when you get questions wrong, it will actually give you feedback and tell you why you get it wrong. It will explain it, and then you get a constant feedback loop that's going to help you pass the exam when you're actually taking it in person. Now, the real estate exam itself is multiple choice, and that's the good news. But a lot of people still fail because they don't take the time to read each question multiple times and they rush through the exam. Make sure you don't rush. There's about 110 questions in total. on the real estate exam in Arkansas. You have about 80 national questions and 30 state-based questions. Now, in order to pass, you're going to need to get a 70% score or higher. And when you're ready to actually schedule the exam, you're going to want to do it through Pearson VUE. You go on their website and you want to give them at least 24 hours notice before you actually schedule the exam. When you get to the testing center on test day, you're going to have to bring some basic things. The first thing is 2 forms of identification. You can use your driver's license, you can use a credit card, you can use a US passport. There are multiple things you can use, but you're going to have to bring 2 forms of identification, and you're going to want to bring a basic non-scientific calculator for the math portion of the exam. Now, if you try to walk in with a complex calculator, they're not going to let you use it. So make sure you use a basic non-scientific calculator so you can work through the math portion of the real estate exam. Step number 4 is fingerprinting. And yes, I know this sounds like a lot of fun, but it's not a big deal. Before you get your real estate license, you're going to have to get your fingerprinting done to make sure there's nothing on your record that would prevent you from getting your real estate license. Keep in mind, you're dealing with people's houses, you're in people's houses, and you're dealing with quite complex financial transactions, and they want to know that you don't have anything major on your record that might cause problems if you have your real estate license. So you do have to get your background check done. This is all handled through the Arkansas State Police. Step number 5 is all about applying for your license. Once you've got to this point, you've already completed your real estate pre-license education, you've passed your exam, and you've done your background check, and you got your fingerprint cards. Now, what you want to do is you want to bundle all this stuff up with your real estate license application and send it out. You have 90 days from the date that you pass your exam to actually apply. So make sure that you get this done. Don't be one of these people that pass their exam and just wait and wait and wait. That's not a good idea. As soon as you pass, make sure you start working on the process to send this stuff out, because it is going to take some time to get your application back. In the meantime, let's talk about step number 6, and that's choosing your sponsoring broker. This is one of the biggest steps because you're almost done and you're almost ready to hang your license and start your new career. So it's time to pick a brokerage that's going to be a good fit for you. Now, when picking your brokerage, I have a couple important things to think about and ask, because I wish I had these things when I first got licensed and I started with my first brokerage. You want to ask a couple key questions because real estate has a high failure rate, and you want to make sure you have the support, mentorship, and training to have the highest odds of success. You don't want to be out there failing, struggling, and really just making messes out in the field. So here's my tip to you. The very first question I would ask is, what kind of mentorship and training do you provide? Is it one-on-one mentorship? Is it a classroom setting? Is it somebody I can call at any time, or are there specific times I can call my mentor and specific times that I can't? Because I'll tell you firsthand, there's nothing worse than calling your mentor and having them not answer, and you just found clients or you just made a sale and you don't know what to do next, because that's just not fun. So make sure you have a mentor that's actually going to answer the phone and help you through this process. Question number 2 is, what kind of marketing and what kind of lead generation do you offer, if any? Most brokerages are not going to offer any. But you want to make sure you're with a brokerage that's aligned with the kind of marketing and way you want to build your business. For example, some brokerages promote prospecting, which is making phone calls, doing outbound sales, and getting clients that way. Others have a more social media based approach. And if they're going to teach you to build your business that way, that's great. But you want to figure out what kind of training that they're going to give you in order to build your business. Now, if you want something more advanced like leads, like for example, I have a real estate team and the agents on my team get leads. If you want something like that, then I highly suggest that you interview with brokerages that have teams, and you want to talk to the team leader, and you're going to have to apply for those positions. But if you want more support and you want more leads and you don't want to pay for those leads, that could be a great opportunity for you to connect with a team leader, join the team, and get that additional support, get those additional leads, and get your business off the ground. The last question to ask is, what kind of splits do you offer? Now, this isn't the main thing, because many new agents feel like the highest commission split is the most important thing. And I actually almost fell into this trap when I first got licensed too. But the reality is it's not. You want to go somewhere that's going to give you the best opportunity to succeed. Because at the end of the day, 100% of nothing is still nothing. And that's something that a lot of new agents completely miss. This industry has a very high failure rate, but it doesn't mean you have to fail. There are so many agents that have gone out there and done super well because they plugged in with the right mentorship and they get the right support and their career just blossomed. So don't let that discourage you, but definitely take it seriously when you're picking a brokerage, because if you pick the wrong one and you don't get the right training and support, it could lead to failure. Now, I want to cover a couple important questions that people ask. The first one is, how much does it cost to actually get licensed in Arkansas? For your pre-licensed education classes, I would budget anywhere between $300 and $500. And that's including any exam preps or tools that you want to buy, like flashcards, or if you want to get a exam prep tool to help you study, but I would budget between $300 and $500. The exam fee itself is going to be around $75. The application fee is around $86. Fingerprinting and background check, I'd budget about $50. So in total, you're looking at around $500 to $700 to get your real estate license. The next question I get a lot is, can I do this part-time? And the answer is absolutely yes. A lot of agents start out part-time. They see if they like the industry. They see if it's going to be a good fit. A lot of them even keep their full-time job and have real estate as a secondary income source, which is actually a good thing because it allows you to focus on real estate, learn how to do real estate, have that extra income while still having a good foundation with your regular 9-to-5 job. So a lot of people start out this way, and then when their career really blossoms and their business grows, sometimes they'll stop doing their 9-to-5 job and they go full-time real estate. But you can absolutely start part-time. The next question is, the test hard? Yes, the test can be hard. A lot of people fail. But if you fail the test the first time around, it's not a big deal. Because many of the agents I know that are complete rock stars and make huge incomes and help a lot of people with real estate failed the exam the first time around. So it doesn't mean you're going to be bad at this. It simply means you need to try again, study harder, take it more seriously, and swing the bat again. Don't be one of these people that fail the exam one time and then just quit, because you're probably missing a lot of potential and you could be really good at real estate. You just might be a bad test taker. So if this video was helpful, make sure to drop a comment below. I definitely want to hear from you. If you have additional questions, drop a comment below as well, and I'll do my best to get back to you. If you're working on getting your license or you have interest in getting into real estate, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the like button, because I'm coming out with useful content on a regular basis, all about jumpstarting your real estate career, getting licensed, and getting a good, strong start in real estate. So I'll see you in the next video.